there everyone, how are you doing? Joe Marin here from MobileCupOfJoe.com. In this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe, I'm going to be giving you my full review of the Lenovo IdeaPad Yoga 11. Now the Yoga 11 is basically the Yoga 13's little brother. Instead of Windows 8 like we found on the Yoga 13, you're getting Windows 11 here on the Yoga 11, and you're getting a smaller 11-inch screen compared to the Yoga 13's 13-inch screen, as the name does suggest. Now is the Yoga 11 a great Windows RT tablet or laptop really, since it does have a full-time keyboard right here, selling for $549 starting price on Lenovo's website, or should you go ahead and skip out on this orange beauty right here? We're going to find out right now in our full review. But guys, before we go any further, please go ahead and grab that coffee cup filled up right over and sit on down. Take a swig for a Mobile Cup of Joe.
Alright, before we get too far in this video review, I'd like to give a big thank you and shout out to our friends over at Lenovo for hooking us up with the Lenovo IdeaPad Yoga 11 and other awesome Lenovo products. As well as our friends over at Lenovo that make Mobile Cup of Joe possible by sending us their products and allowing us to unbox and review them for you guys, our fans. So big thanks to Lenovo for the Yoga 11, and let's get started with this review. So the Yoga 11 measures in at 11.7 by 8.0 by 0.61 and weighs in at 2.8 pounds, which makes this device extremely portable and very lightweight. Now, one of the biggest selling points for the Yoga 11 is that it can morph into 4 modes, just like we saw on the Yoga 13. Here you've got your standard laptop mode, very basic, with your beautiful AccuType keyboard right here, which feels fantastic. Bending it over onto the keyboard, you will get your stand mode right here, which is actually really great for using the touch screen or if you want to present something to people without having to expose the keyboard. Here you have got a tent mode, which should change the orientation of the screen, but for some reason it's not doing it right now. But this is another good way to use the touch screen without having the keyboard exposed. And then here you have got your tablet mode, which essentially you can use this as an 11-inch tablet. While the keyboard is shown right here and while you can still press it, it is deactivated. So when you're transitioning from a mode and using it into a tablet mode, even though you're going to be pressing on these buttons back here, they are deactivated so you won't be operating the device even if you do press them. Now in terms of ports on the Yoga 11, you're getting things such as they've got your combo jack right there, full-size micro SD card slot, USB 2.0 on the other side. You have a full-size HDMI port, another USB 2.0, 3.5mm headphone jack, and your 2 speakers on the sides. Pretty basic stuff in terms of ports. Now, I really love the finish that Lenovo did with the top of the device. It's got this beautiful bright orange color, and it feels very, very sturdy. So it feels like a very durable, very slim, very portable laptop. Overall, really, really pleased with the design and build quality of the Yoga 11. Now let's move on to some hardware of the Yoga 11. And in terms of a display, you have an 11.6-inch display with a pixel resolution of 1366 by 768. So while you're not getting the highest screen resolution here on the Yoga 11, you can see that colors are still nice and vibrant. Text is very easy to read. Everything really does look fantastic on the Yoga 11. Colors were nicely contrasted. Again, the text was very crisp, and everything just looked really pretty fantastic here on the Yoga 11. Watching 720p HD videos on here, playing games, browsing the web, everything really did seem to run quite smooth and looked glorious on that display. While you're not getting 1080p Full HD, still pretty impressed with the resolution we got here on the Yoga 11. Now, we did have a little bit of unresponsive touchscreen with the Yoga 11, or at least a few moments of it. When I was in any Windows RT app and I tried to slide down from the top of the screen to cancel the application, I often found that when I would slide down, it wouldn't always register my finger going there. While I normally wouldn't bring this up in a review, I had this happen to me quite a few times in my time with the Yoga 11, so I don't know if it's just me not really knowing how to use Windows RT, but I really do have an understanding of it, and just for some reason it didn't always want to register my touches, so I just wanted to point that out with the screen. Now, in terms of processors, you have an NVIDIA Tegra 3 CPU, along with an NVIDIA ULP GeForce GPU, along with 2 gigabytes of RAM. Now, I'm sure many of you are thinking, what the hell is he talking about, that ULP GPU CPU? Well, essentially what that means is that the Yoga 11 is a pretty fast machine. Let's go ahead and dive into Jetpack Joyride right here. Pretty basic game. You're going to probably get this on your Windows RT tablet or laptop as soon as you pick one up. Very fun game by Halfbrick. Highly recommend you go download it if you have not done so yet. Really, really fun and quite addictive. So we're going to try to get this thing to load up. There aren't really many graphically intensive games on the Yoga, or not on the Yoga 11, but on Microsoft's Windows Store, which we're going to get into a bit later in the software portion of the review. But I did want to test out this game since it is very fun and it's a very popular one. So it's signing us into Xbox Live. Let's go ahead and just play it really quick so you can kind of get an idea for how it runs. And we're shooting all of those little scientist guys right there, collecting all of our coins. Really do suck at this game, but it is actually pretty addictive. Just play it for a little bit so you can kind of get an idea for how your games and apps will run here on the Yoga 11. And what are we going to get here? The Bad As Hog. Love that power up. Love the little creative names they've got here. But you can see everything is running very smooth, not getting really any hiccups at all. Overall, very pleased with the processing speeds on the Yoga 11. Now, in terms of battery, you're getting a 4-cell battery that provides about 13 hours of usage in our time with the device, which is incredible in itself. Aside from that, though, charging the battery from 0% to 100%, you can really get to that from 0 to 100 in about 2 hours of charging the device. So it charges incredibly fast. Really, I've never seen anything charge that quickly, especially a laptop like this. So that was very impressive and a nice surprise to see here on the Yoga 11. Now we're going to move into some software of the IdeaPad Yoga 11. So in terms of software, you are obviously getting Windows RT. Now Windows RT is kind of like the toned down version of Windows 8. While it essentially looks exactly the same as Windows 8 does, you cannot install full desktop applications. While you do get a Microsoft Office 2013 pre-installed, you get Word 2013, OneNote 2013, Excel 2013, and PowerPoint 2013. Those are really the only desktop applications you can use. Aside from that, you can only use applications that you get from the Windows Store in ones for the modern UI, which is this right here. Now, that's another complaint I have about Windows RT and Windows 8. There feels like a big disjointed experience between the modern UI and the desktop mode. So this is your modern UI where you're going to pretty much be performing all of your tasks. You can access certain settings such as your personalization settings, users notifications, search, general privacy, and more. But say that you want to access your control panel. So you go over here and you go to search and we type in control panel and we click on it. You see that it boots us to the desktop UI. This is because only certain applications can be accessed in the modern UI and other ones have to be accessed in the desktop mode. So desktop mode is right here, your standard mode that we've come to really know in previous version of Windows, especially Windows 7. But as you can see there, the icons are very, very small here in the desktop mode. It's very hard to use actually in the touchscreen mode. Although you can still fully use it with the touchscreen. You really do need a mouse or a trackpad to operate it just because the icons are so small. And just a disjointed experience between having to perform certain tasks here in the desktop mode and others here in Windows RT, or the modern UI, I should say. Sorry for my mistake. Just feels like a disjointed experience. Really, Microsoft does need to find a way to kind of combine the two together to make one good experience. Until then, it is a bit of an annoyance. Now, another thing with Windows RT and Windows 8 is that their application store really sucks. Now, for a laptop, you could say the application store is pretty good, but since this is Windows RT and all the apps you're going to get for your device are coming from the Windows Store, it's kind of a disappointment. Now, while you can certainly get all your applications such as Evernote or iHeartRadio and stuff like that, there's no YouTube app, there's no Facebook app, there's no Pandora application. Really a bit of a disappointment. While Microsoft is constantly striving to update their application store and to make it a competitor to those such as Apple's iOS App Store or Google's Google Play Store, really Microsoft does have a lot of catching up to do here with Windows RT. So we're going to be giving the Lenovo IdeaPad Yoga 11 a 9 out of 10. While we had some complaints about Windows RT, that's all software that our really main complaints came from. A note, we love the flexible design. It has a great looking screen, very fast processors, long lasting battery, and the fact that it completely recharge in less than 2 hours, and the fact that this thing is selling for $549 is really not a bad deal when you consider the high grade machine you're getting in here. Now, the only reason we're docking a point is because the touchscreen can be glitchy at times, and again, a Windows RT is a really big annoyance, but we could only really dock at one point since it's a software thing and not really with the laptop itself. Although this is a great choice for those of you looking for a Windows RT tablet with a full-time keyboard, all around fantastic product, but it is marred by some less than impressive software. If this thing was running full Windows 8, it's obviously be an easy 10 out of 10. It'd be a home run, but since it is running Windows RT and that little issue we had with a touchscreen, we have to dock at that point. But all in all, if you know what kind of device you're getting right here, if you know about Windows RT's limitations, I think you really will be pleased here with the Yoga 11. And that's all the time we have for this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe. Please feel free to leave your thoughts about the device in the comments below, and that's about it for this episode. If you liked the video, please go ahead and hit the like button if you liked it. It takes 1 second to do so, and it really does help support the show. And if you want to show your support towards the show even more, I would really appreciate it if you'd go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more Mobile Cup of Joe videos. Please feel free to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook for the latest updates on Mobile Cup of Joe, and head on over to www.mobilecupofjoe.com for the latest in technology news and reviews. I'm Joe Martin from mobilecupofjoe.com. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.